Hi there, I'm Eve Stevens, editor of Movement.net. I'm here at Move America 2025 and I'm joined by Sanjiv Ghate, Senior Vice President at Stellantis and CEO of its data service unit, Mobilisites. So to kick us off, how has your Move America experience been so far?
So far so good. We had a fantastic panel in the morning. A lot of interesting conversation about use of AI and data in making the mobility better. So very excited about that panel and all the follow-up conversation I have been having since then.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of attending the panel. I really enjoyed it. It was called AI, Tech and Data and How They Are Sculpting the Future of Mobility. What did you kind of learn from that panel discussion? What were your key takeaways?
I think the consensus, if you go back to the panel, was that AI should go beyond the buzzwords. And it is really all about translating AI into some kind of a user benefit. I will go one step further and say it's not just the user benefit, it's also benefit to the greater society. There seems to be quite a consensus that we need to move past AI as a buzzword and focus on AI as a benefit creator, value creator, and that's my biggest takeaway actually. And I was glad to see that across the panel, everybody was not only talking about AI, but there was a lot of emphasis on safety, and that is very close to our heart. And we have Mobilisite. If you look at the mission statement, we think about enabling a smarter and a safer world. So it was great to have that as a focus for people.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't just focused on the flashy new AI. There was a huge focus on safety, which is definitely incredibly important. So you spoke a lot also about anonymized data. Can you explain to people, some of our viewers who maybe don't know, what that kind of means and what implications that has on privacy and consumer trust?
Absolutely. So privacy is paramount, and we are always balancing users' privacy and users' preference to have a personalized information or personalized service. One thing to note here is we as Mobilisites never deal with any information such as name, address, email, phone number. We don't have access to that data, nor are we interested in this data. The data that is considered personal is vehicle identification number. So our effort in terms of anonymization is really to transform the data so that it is irreversible. Nobody can look at the data and figure out which vehicle identification number it was associated with. That's the focus. And the key point here is that when you are looking at large-scale application of data, whether it is in traffic prediction or safety or hazard management or hazard detection, it is more important about what the car is detecting and not so much about the user of the car. So we do anonymization to enable all these use cases which are resonating very strongly with safety-minded people, with counties, with traffic administrations, with Department of Transportation. And we see several applications where the data can make the roadways safer and overall a great experience for our customers.
Yeah, well, that's what we like to hear. So as vehicles become more software defined, what role will data platforms like Mobilisites play in shaping the customer experience inside the vehicle?
So let's sort of break down into vehicle experience inside and outside. But the loop gets completed, and I will give you a very simple example. If you look at alerting systems, a user is getting alerts inside the car. And that's not the area Mobilisite works with, that's the other part of Stellantis. But how are users getting the safety alerts? Users are getting the safety alerts because of the crowdsourcing mechanism that the platforms like Mobilisites are building, where any car, for example, is detecting, let's say, icy conditions in Detroit. Well, that detection and accumulation of that information and then anonymizing it and broadcasting it so that the user gets alert inside the car. So we do everything to recognize there is a hazard, identify the hazard location using crowdsource mechanism. But the inside the car part, that's taken care by the brand side of our business.
Very interesting. So what impact do you think data-driven decision-making has on improving sustainability? If we're kind of talking sustainability, what do you think true sustainable mobility looks like to you, and how can Mobilisites help us kind of realize that vision?
Yeah, so sustainable mobility has different aspects to it, right? It's not one thing, but I can start simple here. If you want a sustainable environment, for example, creating a more efficient, more fuel efficient car is a great starting point. And yes, there is a significant move towards battery cars or electric vehicles, but there are still a lot of gas powered or the ICE vehicles. Anything that we could do with data to optimize the use, reduce the carbon emission, uh, increase the productivity or efficiency of those vehicles is all great for sustainability. So that's the starting point. But then you can go and look at variety of use cases, starting from how to figure out the EV infrastructure. Better EV infrastructure leads to better sustainability. So that goes to the next level. When you look at the route management or route management, more efficient you do the route, the lesser mileage you're driving, or again. So there are several aspects, and data is the core at driving those decisions. Some of those decisions can be simple decisions. Some of the decisions can feed into a AI engine or an AI machine that can give you a better recommendation, for example. So data is the starting point for all decision making, whether it's a decision driven by software or decision driven by AI.
Yeah, absolutely. The capabilities are endless, really. Just a more kind of personal question. What's really exciting you in the industry at the moment? Is there any technology that you have kind of seen that you're really excited by and you think everyone should be speaking about?
So, I mean, there are several things, right? But what I'm personally excited about is autonomous mobility. And if you again go back to the Mobility site's mission statement, smarter and safer. If you think about the intersection of smarter and safer, I think autonomous mobility can be an immensely smart way of reducing, again, it's a sustainability. How do you get people from point A to point B in the safest possible way and in the way which is most efficient? So there are multiple players in the industry who are working towards it. Safety is the important angle though, right? So data can not only enable autonomous mobility, it can make it also very, very safe. So I look at autonomous mobility as a fantastic intersection point for making something safer and smarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely that hybrid. So last question. Move is all about kind of uniting agents from across the mobility spectrum. What do you see as the kind of benefits of these kinds of collaborative events? What kind of attracted you to Move, and why do you think we should be getting together and having these face-to-face conversations?
So I can tell you just in last 24 hours, I have had so many interesting conversations, both from people in private sector, people in public sector. Within private sector, people are at a different, playing different roles, from OEMs to tier ones to fleet providers to fleet software developers. Uh, at the end of the day, if you are a consumer or if you are a business, you want a complete solution. It's very difficult to see how a one person or one company can offer a complete solution. So this type of collaboration where you are taking a very systems approach, you are saying this is the need of a city or a user or a business, and how can different stakeholders come together and provide a complete solution to the end customer. So collaboration is a necessary step for offering a complete solution is how I would put it.
Absolutely, and I think walking around the room today, you can see that collaboration is very much at the center of everything. So many interesting conversations. So thank you so much for speaking with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Move America 2025.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.